Sunmanani Ninjani, it's Carabo, otherwise known as Crankcake. And I'm speaking controversial things, so grab a coffee, cause you're gonna need to stay awake. Although I'm entertaining enough to keep you awake, so stay away from the caffeine. I am kidding. And that's what's insane. So I was busy talking about how it is that absolutely not forget about it. You can't just become a president in the United States unless you have been, I don't know, like chosen from like the age of like 7. Like King Jufu Jufa choosing the bride for Hakim. Choosing the bride for Hakim before the guy can ever even want his own laugh. And this lady rocks up and somebody's singing, she's a queen to be, and everything you see will do nothing but have your desire. Yeah, the only kinds of presidents that slip in through the cracks unannounced, unawares, and it's like a whole miracle are the kinds that have their, I don't know, mansions and like Mar-a-Lago, like random everything, like, you know, raided by like, I don't know, the FBI, because like he just so happened to be Lisa and coming to America, when rather the person that was chosen to marry Hakim was the queen to be. Yeah, there have been some people that have slipped through the cracks, but it's been by surprise. And here it is that Donald J. Trump is trying for the life of him to become a president in 2024, and people be like, we are gonna arrest you, we're gonna raid you, we are gonna kill your Twitter account, we're gonna make sure the conservatives never win again, and we're gonna call you a treasoner. We're gonna arrest you, Trump. We're gonna Trump what you are, Trump. We're gonna arrest you because you slipped through the cracks. You slipped through the cracks. Yes, he slipped through the cracks. There are certain people who slip through the cracks, and after they slip through the cracks, they're like, never again. Never. For God's there is no way that a person can go and try and become president of the United States if they've got criminal records, right? So let's give Donald Trump a criminal records. Something. So you can't run again. You can't campaign again. This guy is going to stop everything with data. So at the end of the day, I'm Illuminatimus. I'm Freemasonmus. I'm 33rd degree. I am Knight of Malta, me. So, nobody goes over me, please. No, hey, don't you dare. So now Donald Trump is just facing all of this attack, and I'm like, pray for the guy. But beyond just praying for the guy, recognize that don't nobody become the president of a country that is so important on the world scale without there being some kind of shika rising business in the background. Shika. The dude could be chosen in his mama womb like Jeremiah. Because the devil likes to replicate what God is doing. He is a counterfeiter. So he also calls his like servants from the cosmos, from mama wombs, from crèche, from the Illuminati, from Knights of Malta, from Freemason. What, you get my point. I don't study secret societies. I don't know who's up there tops and who's in the middle and who is underneath. Bottom line is, there are certain nations that cannot get a president unless that man or that human woman is some kind of a member of some satanic, devilish, ominous, nefarious, like just nasty society. It has got to be nasty, to be presidential. Or how in the world are we gonna control these gangsters? Look at them, there's so many. 8 billion? I ain't doing it. 8 billion? How you gonna control these 8 billion people with a dude that just wake up one day and was like, I wanna be a president. I wanna be a president. I'm gonna study very hard. I'm gonna get my money away. I am going to volunteer at the homeless shelter. I wanna be the president. I'm going to be loving and give jobs to people. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna study medicine and then I'm gonna study law and become a president. And the guy just becomes a president. There has got to be something sinister about that person. They gotta have a whole bunch of beef on him. They gotta have a whole bunch of meat on him. They gotta have a whole bunch of dirt on him. And once they got dirt, then he can become a president. Don't be coming to me with your president song. So, I mean, Mandela was no angel. He did not just be, I wanna be a president. Maybe he might have been that one day. But in order for him to indeed qualify to become one for South Africa in particular, with the kind of mess that was going on up in this country, it was clear that our redemption, our liberation would yield for a really prolific president. And so he got recruited and belonged to some kind of a strange, ominous society. Now, these societies are all doing one big, fat, chunky thing. They're clever. They're smart. Smarter than you, smarter than me, smarter than all of us all. Yeah. I get to burp. And so they have got these like 30, 40, 50-year plans, like roaming these streets. And in order to, I guess, officiate over a nation's transition for a 30, 40, 50-year plan, you have got to be dealing with a person marrying this nation that is in and of themselves a part of some nefarious grander ideal. So they've got to basically sell their country to the devil. That is what Nelson Mandela did. Sell us to the devil. And anybody at all that becomes a president thereafter could not become one unless they all belonged to this one big fat chunky society. We all know that Thabo Mbeki belonged to the same strange space. We don't know what Jacob Zuma belonged to, but he is definitely not a man above reproach. And now, who is this dude with money in the couch, Kopalapala, Ramaphosa, had got his issues too. And none of these men, okay, in the country it's only ever been men. There have been no female presidents thus far. They've only run the country into the ground, and they are strangely also ignoring issues that ought have been dealt with 5, 10, 15 years ago. Like the power cut crisis in the country is a totally man-made disaster, like alleged climate change. Like it is avoidable entirely, and there are sufficient resources on the ground to make sure that this can be corrected, and yet they're not fixing it. So there is like some generalistic overarching agenda to indeed the phone number must not get so hot that it'll just next thing cut me. Next thing I'm all cut inside. Okay, yeah, no, they gotta do all of that in order to achieve a generalistic, like, overall goal to control us all. Nobody's gonna prosper to control a mass of people without severely traumatizing, like, just basic infrastructure, basic like a societal operation, basic pillars of society that keep us strong. Unless you chip away at them brick by brick, you're not going to bring so much calamity on the ground so as to bring forth for the life of you some kind of docility under an oppressive regime of the people because of fear. Yeah, much like what's going on in China right now. That's horrible. It's extreme. That dystopia in China, it's coming to the rest of us. Coming to a city near you, coming to a crèche near you, coming to a mama womb near you, because they're going to condition your babies in the belly. That's what's good. They have got drones roaming around, still like locking down like no man's business citizens under COVID-19. They are trying to come up with a zero COVID strategy, which is impossible. It is a virus. It is endemic. It is likely currently endemic, so you can't have a zero policy on it. But they are locking people down and they're protesting indeed. But they are even welding and and like sparks come out. People shot in their apartment buildings. That's what's going on with China, guys. And everybody looking at China on some snare like gangster pace. Like, yo, why are you doing that to the people? Oh man, I'm so glad. I feel glad. Yeah, I'm South African. I'm like, really? You be sitting in a 4-hour podcast. You might as well also be wielded shut in your house, dude. You're like China, but you don't shit yet. Anyway, so in order for these people to come into power, there's gotta be shine. Alright, there's gotta be a little something that they have got on their leadership, so that once they try to bring on board some kind of a one world agenda, they are not going to be getting a dude who is like spotless, above reproach, and wants to do things his own way. And I had a dream when I was 7 years old, when I woke up and realized I want to be the president of the country, to just fix everybody's life and give away free bread and make sure all the kids go to school. So no, I'm not going to deliberately make sure that kids are dumbed down with TikTok, okay? I am not going to do that. So I'm going to put restrictions on what TikTok can do. I'm not doing this. I see you, Mark Zuckerberg, and what you're doing, surveilling everybody there on Facebook. I see you, Google. I see you. And I am a good guy. I love God. And I've always wanted to be a president since I was 7, okay? Since I was 7. And I'm not going to let you trample underfoot the innocent men, women, and children that work hard in this country underfoot. Freedom for all, hallelujah. Never on my watch are you going to take away my belief that climate change is a farce. Next part.